we are. We're back. The Love Cape Ann series. I'm Ken Reel, the host, the CEO of the Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce. And for this segment, we're going to talk about a very special event that is soon upon us called Cape Ann Plein. And with me here are wonderful steering committee leads. And of course, there's many others who are not able to join us this afternoon. But why don't we go around the table and introduce ourselves?
So I'm Marcia Hubbard. I work at the Open Door as a business finance manager, and I'm been on the steering committee to head up the quick draw in Essex.
Great, thank you.
My name is Chuck Hayback. I was one of the early instigators of Cape Ann Plein. I am the vice president of C-Arts. And for Cape Ann Plein, I wear lots of hats. So interpersonal relations with the artist. I do a little bit of the artwork. Come to the meetings, get stuff done.
You do all of the marketing, Chuck. Come on, let's be honest.
Thank you.
Karen.
I'm Karen Risteman. I am the project manager in year 2 for Cape Ann Plein. This is our second year, and I sort of head things up and keep things moving in the right direction,
Yes,
I
you
hope.
do. Yeah.
You keep the cats herded.
I keep the cats herded.
I'm James Cavison, the president of C-Arts, and along with Chuck, who really was the instigator originally, and Ken, who got on this right away as the head of the chamber, we were able to, and with Karen's help, coordinate a lot of the nonprofits and a lot of the groups in the area, because this is really, if anything, a superb collaboration for the whole group. And we are really pleased that we're on our second year of Cape Ann Plein, because I think last year we didn't really know what hit us. It all happened so quickly. But and this year we're on a great track, and I'll let everyone else talk about it.
A remarkable
Still
event.
won't.
So Karen, why don't you take us through an overview, and we'll take a look
Sure.
back and we'll look forward.
Sure. So plein air painting is basically painting outside. For those of you who don't know, and a lot of people don't, it's a fancy French term for painting outside, which is the tradition upon which much of Cape Ann art was based for hundreds of years. And so this is a festival and celebration and competition that has to do with plein air painting. We're in year 2, and the inaugural year was last year. We decided that we would celebrate this tradition by having a national platform for plein air painters. So this is a competition. There are 40 artists coming in from all over the country and Canada. They're arriving Saturday and Sunday of this weekend, and they'll be here for 8 days, staying with host families all across Cape Ann. And it's a collaboration of all 4 Cape Ann communities, all of the arts organizations on Cape Ann, and the Chamber of Commerce and C-Arts. Everyone's at the table and just working together very intently to make this thing very successful on a lot of different levels. For the competition artists, for our local artists who love plein air painting, and it kind of is inspiring for them, and there are activities for them, and for the general public, and for the business community. So there's something in this for everybody. And it's October 8th to 16th, and it's capeannpleinair.com. The full schedule is on there. There's something every day, and it's very exciting. So.
Great overview. Great
Thank
overview.
you.
So we'll talk about this week in a little more detail. Do we want to take a quick look back and talk about last year a little bit and how this whole thing came to be?
Oh,
Who wants to jump in?
Well, I'll jump in on this. I just want to say that, as Karen said, there's so much going on here, and it's really terrific. We definitely went up a learning curve, and I just think just to take one step back on the plein air events happen 30 or 40 times a year throughout the United States. And basically what happens is you put out a notice that you're going to have some prize money, and you're going to have some events, and hopefully you're going to have some buyers show up. So artists compete for these, and they vigorously compete. They're like triathletes going someplace different every week for a few days. They try to win prize money. They try to sell paintings. There's usually a field of a couple hundred that submit their work to a nationally recognized juror, and then of that 40 are selected. So again, you can't underestimate how competitive these people are. They show up, they are ready to paint when they get here, and then at the end there's a big gala where some painting, some prizes or awards, paintings are bought, we hope, and then hopefully everyone's had a good week, which is pretty much how it turned out last year when we had perfect weather, great prize money, and thank you Applied Materials, thank you Beth and Lindsay Coolidge,
Yeah, right.
thank you
Our
Sotheby's
sponsors.
International Realty, and everyone else. Please, or the camera, pick up one of these books and check out who the sponsors are, and thank them if you can. Chuck, if you want to take it from there with anything.
I think you just did a very good job. It's funny when you say that the artists are, really, they get out there and they do all these events and they are like triathletes. We actually have, I think there are 4 who right now are down in Virginia doing another event. And so they are literally, once that event happens and ends, and they pick up their prizes if they win, because we know they're going to, because we have some of the best artists really coming to our event. They're going to get in the car, and they're going to come from Virginia, going to do the 10-hour drive up here.
And it's amazing, right?
And
Right.
be ready to paint here on Sunday. It's pretty amazing. So yes, they go from event to event to event. And the talent that is coming to this event, it's funny. As I've been watching this year, I've been noticing that a lot of our competitors have been winning really great top prizes at event after event, coming in first, second, third, honorable mentions, best use of light, all sorts of great prizes. So I every time I would see that, I would think, wow, we're going to have a really good field.
Yeah, right.
You know, they should be, the other events should be jealous of
And
the
some
artists that we
fantastic locals, too, in this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
six of the artists are or 7 of the artists are local to Cape Ann
Yeah.
or Ipswich. So
And they actually made the
Fabulous.
cut, being sort of chosen as, we are blessed with an area that has an incredible history. And so many of the people who are painters here came here because of the Cape Ann School. And the Cape Ann School has a great and rich history, and it kind of got a little bit lost. People forgot about it a little bit, but not everybody forgot about it, because a lot of the painters who come to this event, and a lot of the painters who are here already, they learned from the Mavalis and the groupies. The people who come from away come here thinking it's a pilgrimage, and they're a little jealous of the ones who get to live here 365.
Right. That's one of the things that's so neat about this event, and there's a whole bunch of really neat elements here, but one is that this event uniquely spotlights our heritage with these preeminent painters that reads like a who's who in the painting world over the last 200 years, which, it's in the museums, and the artists and the art community know about this, but the general public really doesn't have a good idea.
And other communities have taken better advantage of bragging about their art history and their art heritage, and Cape Ann is really not celebrated it as much as could be. So it's nice that with this event, with lots of events that are going on in Cape Ann, Cape Ann is really becoming an art mecca. I mean, last week we had Celebrate Wearable Arts, which is a really great runway event that happens here in town. This coming week is the weekend is the Cape Ann Artisans, which is at 25, 30 artists and a tour.
Open studio
The
tour
open studio
that happens
tour.
this weekend, right?
And that's been going on for decades. And following the next weekend is Cape Ann Plein Air. So I mean, we're talking about 3 weekends in a row
Right.
of pretty major events happening here. It's something that I think we should all be proud of.
And I think one thing to Chuck's point about making the current painting work very relevant and very interesting. If you go through this CAPA public calendar on page 11 of the program book, you'll see every single day there's a instructional or demonstration, and I would say that I went to the one last year, Cogswell's Grant in Essex, which was a demo given by David Curtis, and I have to say it was one of the most interesting experiences I've had, because the artist starts off with a blank canvas and then explains exactly how they're going to compose things, what colors they're going to use. You go through every step of his or her decision making in the creative process. And on top of that, David is an incredibly well-educated, very articulate, and very humorous and enjoyable guy to listen to. And an hour goes by in about 10 minutes, it seems. And then, of course, at the end, there's a painting. So it's really, if you can't make it to the gala, at least try to get to one of these events, because it really gives you a feeling for what these painters are doing, what they're all about. And as Chuck said, I mean, this is a great way to show people that it's still really happening here. There's still as much vitality and energy to it. So if you have a chance to go to one of these demonstrations, please attend
One of the
it.
really beautiful things, James, about the demonstrations is that they are spread out all over Cape Ann, and so there are some of our most beautiful locations and scenic locations with Cogswell Grant and Cox Reservation and in Rockport and throughout Manchester and Essex and Gloucester. We have some really beautiful places to paint from, and those demonstrations are held in all of the 4 communities.
And then it all comes together at the gala, which was so amazing last year, because you have these preeminent painters painting, 4, 5, 6 pieces with 200 pieces on display around Rockport art, beautifully lit, wonderfully framed. incredible vistas all over Cape Ann from these different perspectives. It was awe-inspiring. It was an amazing collection, and this year certainly will be as good, if not better.
So this year we did something different. We have a collector's preview on Saturday, October 14th at Rockport Art Association and Museum. The collector's preview is from 4:30 to 6, and it's a little bit higher ticket price, but you get to hear from the awards judge, Mark Hansen, and there's an open bar, and you get your first look at the work that's been done and the first opportunity to purchase one, which is, it's very, very special. And then that's followed by the gala, the awards gala, which is $65 for admission to that. And for both of those events, the collector's preview and the awards gala, you can use your ticket price as a down payment against the purchase of a painting. So you can just slide it right into the purchase of your choice of the artwork that's there for you.
And that $65 is advanced registration?
That's advanced registration. As of Saturday, it'll be $75. So through next Friday, October 13th, it'll be $65.
Register online,
Register online.
Pleinair.com.
CapeAnnPleinair.com. That's right, exactly.
Very good.
Exactly.
And as a matter of fact, we should also take note that everything that we've done right from the beginning has been Cape Ann Plein Air. So our Facebook page that will be pretty engaged. We've got everybody pretty much funneling information right into the Facebook page. So every day as artists check in, we're going to be putting that stuff right up on the Facebook page. So if somebody wants to go out and see where an artist is working or see what's being done, wants to see a live video, we'll go live pretty much all the time. You can go to the Facebook page, which is Cape Ann Plein Air. The website is www.capeannpleinair.com. Twitter is @CapeAnnPleinair. The Instagram is Cape Ann Plein Air.
I think there's a pattern here. I think we're getting it.
But it's nice and uniform. We try to monopolize.
And we have a new thing this year, this cloud board technology. There'll be several boards, electronic TV monitors basically around town. There'll be one at the Charles Fine Arts Gallery on Main Street in Gloucester, one at each of the art associations, Rockport and North Shore, and then the Chamber will be running it too. We have our own station, our own playlist that will be flipping slides on constantly and showing you what's going on, where some of the artists are, what's upcoming for events. So that's a good way to get the word out as well. That's
There's
new this year.
lots of ways to be connected and to see what's going on. And
Right. And so back to the artists. The artists do this for a living, right? They're competitive. They love to paint. They love to travel, but they're doing this for a living. And so a major objective of ours, of the steering committee this year, was to try to sell more of their artwork. And so it's so important that we have people at the gala who are going there with the mindset that they want to buy these beautiful pieces of art. They want to help out the artist community, both locally and nationally. And we're really looking for some strong painting sales at the gala this year.
And it's funny, the question I keep getting from everyone who I introduce to the event, because I go around with the books and I just keep passing them around. I think I've given out, about 1,000 of these books so far. But everyone I engage, one of the questions is always, well, how much does the art cost? Is this just, $1 million art? Well, no. The artwork probably is going to start somewhere in the $400 to $600 range, and then there will be quite a lot between $600 and $1,200. A couple pieces in the from there to $4,000. I think last year we had one piece that was in the $5,000 range.
Yeah, not much.
So it's really approachable artwork.
Right.
It's you're buying art that's made by really truly incredible. Each of them has a pedigree, and they teach, and they win awards, and they're from all over the country, and so you're buying a piece of artwork from a known artist who is either already known or up and coming. You're buying something which is a beautiful scene of beautiful Cape Ann, and who doesn't want a beautiful scene of beautiful Cape Ann?
Right.
And it's I was really amazed when I was in that room to see the beautiful perspective of not only. First, I have to say how well our locals did, because they know all the great spots to go and paint.
Right.
They've got a little bit of an inside,
a
little edge there. But it was great to see the new take that some of these painters had on the same things.
Exactly right. Fresh perspectives.
Fresh
Yeah, it was
on motif, you know,
Right, right.
that's really great. They went around the other side and painted it
Yeah.
from the
Right.
waters, you know, and it's great.
If I could,
No,
it's
that's fine.
you know, so it's the sale of the artwork, and it's if I could do a little bragging here for all of us, it's the level of the awards in this event is really amazing, considering this is our second year, and we had the same level in our first year. $20,000 in awards puts this event in the top premier, the top place of plein air events around the country in our first year and now in our second year. And so the artists are coming here to sell their art. They're coming here to compete at this very high level for these great awards. $5,000 first place, and was it $25,000?
$6,000.
$6,000.
Yes,
Thank you, Karen. And so when you think about these incredible cultural destinations around the country, like a Santa Fe, New Mexico, or a Telluride, or a Sedona, Cape Ann is right there at the same level with these similar award amounts. And so, kudos to the entire steering committee
Well, I
for
know
being able to raise that.
right off the bat, we had that conversation, which was if we're going to compete, we're going to have to be right there with prize money, and we're going to have to find great sponsors who are willing to support and put up the money so that we can do this thing right, so that we can get a great book, which has pages of each artist beautifully printed. There's going to have to be all the surrounding materials, the stickers and the passes and the badges
social
and
media.
social media.
I mean, post every single day. I mean, the social media has been phenomenal.
And
Kudos to Colleen.
She's a trooper. The great thing too is that not only has she shared things that are just Cape Ann plein air centric, she's also been sharing many things that are just happenings and occurrences and art related things that are happening today. Just because we want the world to really know that this place is not just about this one event. This place really is a 365 all the time. So there was something about the wearable arts that was on our Facebook page, and there's some stuff that's been just put out about how wonderful the artisan tour, the Cape Ann Artisan Tour is. It's
promotion of Cape Ann from a whole different perspective, from a cultural perspective, which we haven't done a lot of before. Now we're doing that nationally, and we're spending tens of thousands of dollars in doing that uniquely, and we have the whole creative economy, that we're very much bolstering here.
We're not going to be Massachusetts' other Cape anymore.
Let's talk about one of the other events, if we could, just quickly. The Quick Draw happens the day after Marcia. What's going on in
Well, the
Essex?
quick draw happens the day after the gala. So it's the last day, Monday is the last day, but it's the last day for a painting competition. So what happens is all of the juried artists who you have seen their artwork at the gala are participating in the quick draw, but an additional 100 or so artists are going to participate in this event that
And that's
happens.
open to the entire community,
It's
right?
open to
Anybody
the
can come
entire
in.
community. You can sign up on capeannpleinair.com and join the quick draw event for a nominal fee of
$20.
$20 if you are not a juried artist. And so on that day, it's going to be centered in Essex at the Essex Shipbuilding Museum. The artists will register earlier in the morning, and they will have a timed competition to paint. They are allowed to paint from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at an area in Essex. The start and finish will be timed exactly.
Is it going to be the firehouse? Are they going to blow the whistle?
We are hoping the Chief Silver is helping us there in Essex, that we're going to get the fire chief to sound the alarm at those 2 points, and hopefully we don't disrupt too many church services on Sunday morning with our event. So after they've painted for the 2 hours, they come back to the Waterline Center at the Essex Shipbuilding Museum, and they have to scurry really fast. They have to hang their art. They have to put it on the wall, and it's all hung and judged within an hour. And we have the same judge, I believe, that is doing the gala judging, and the jury judging is going to be judging the quick draw artist's work.
That's going to be a
And
lot
then
of
we
fun.
will have a reception after that at the museum from 12 to 3. And
With
everybody
music,
is welcome
Daisy
to
Now,
that.
yeah.
There is
Oh,
no
Daisy's gonna
charge.
play great.
There is no charge for guests to attend that, and everybody is welcome. And the price point for the art sales for the quick draw art will be lower, we think, than the gala artists
Last year we held the quick draw in Manchester, and we probably saw artwork starting somewhere in the $80 range. And I think the top end of that was $2,500. Was one of the juried artists created a really pretty phenomenal. As a matter of fact, a painting that sold right away. So the prices are all over the place. But yes, because this is open to the general public and artists who are local, you're going to get a whole mix. Now, the one thing that is kind of an interesting, I don't know, maybe a threshold. Artists who are in the quick draw are generally pretty good artists because you have to make a complete painting in 2 hours, and that's a little intimidating to the beginner. So you're not getting the amateur artist.
We have some students, 6 students who are registered for the quick draw this year who have been mentored over the last couple of months by some of our local wonderful plein air artists. So they're all going to be competing together and painting together that day, so that'll be nice.
They're coming loaded for bear.
They are.
To get a good sense of how, and especially Essex is such a great community for this because everything is centered around the basin and the shipbuilding area. And K-Band TV's Ted Reed last year did a wonderful 10-minute documentary on an event that was in Essex, and it just went so well. Tony Sapienza, who's both a CR board member and a K-Band Chamber of Commerce board member, gave a great prologue about plein air painting, but the little vignettes of all the artists. Richard Sneary, who was a very well-known national painter, someone asked him, are you coming back next year? They said, I got to come back. There's 10,000 more paintings to do here.
And he's coming back.
Yeah, and he's coming back, It's terrific. If you have a chance to see that, it's on the K-Band Plein Air website. There's just a little film clip. You can click on it. It's a very enjoyable video to watch. It gives you a good sense of what it's like to be around these artists when they're painting and how outgoing they are and how competitive they are. As one guy said, I really got to up my game next year. I mean, it's just incredible to see them at work. So,
and they really enjoyed being here. You know, the feedback from the artists was just tremendous, and anybody who was offered the opportunity to come back is going to come back.
I love that they stay with host families too. They don't stay in hotels. They're just embedded
such a welcoming
in the community.
Right?
It really is. There are 2 other events. Well, the art at Rockport will stay up for 2 extra days after the gala. It'll be up there all day, Sunday and Monday from 10 to 5. So the general public, if you don't come to the gala, you still have a chance to see all the work through Monday at 5 o'clock. And then on Monday, we're also going to have Small Painting Monday. Each one of the 40 artists will put up a 6x8 painting of theirs that they can do during this week or that they can bring from home to show, and that'll be probably the price point of those will probably be slightly lower too. So anyway, lots of opportunity.
How about the
to see.
kickoff at
The
North Shore?
kickoff is at North Shore
Is that
Arts.
open?
It is. It's open to the public. That's on Sunday night, this coming Sunday, October 8th, and it's at North Shore Art Association. There'll be some food, there'll be some music. All of the artists will be there. They have some work that they're bringing from home, so you'll get to see some of what they're doing. But you'll get to meet and greet them, and it should be a good, fun kickoff event for them.
I hope there are a lot of really good K-Band characters there to give them a good sense of what they're.
That's such a beautiful area too.
Yeah.
The location, the building. There's wonderful art that's hung up in there right now. It's just.
And it's emblematic too of how we've worked together. Like North Shore Art Association is hosting the opening reception, Rockport Art Association, the gala, Essex Shipbuilding Museum, the quick draw. Sea Arts is all over it with their board members, very engaged in everything that we're doing. So it's been a wonderful collaboration.
And of course, let's not forget the Chamber of Commerce, where we met every week. But they got tired of us.
Way to find another location.
you can't underestimate.
I have to go home now, guys. Please.
No way. You should go somewhere
I think on average, from the inception, I think there's been a meeting there almost every week since, I want to say, March of 2015.
Maybe a couple weeks off here.
Yeah, okay, but that's the planning, the work on this, and this is why it's been so wonderful to have the collaborative effort, because so many people helping and giving input. It's made it really delightful. I'm sure it's easier for me to say that than Karen, who actually runs the show, but it's terrific to see everyone working together to pull together on this, because it is really a terrific collaboration for this time of year, for this type of event.
Right. It's a great point, because we do events. It's one of our main things that we do here on K-Band, and so even our largest events, there's typically 4, 5 months planning. Like we've been planning Santa since August, you know. But this event, it's continuous.
It is.
So, you know,
Yeah.
we've already had a meeting talking about next year.
Yes, we
And as soon as next week is over, we're going to have a meeting planning next year.
Right.
I mean, it is
Right.
absolutely a continuous process. It's
There-
all
there-
year long.
Rumor has it that I may have a Dropbox already set up for Kappa 18.
Oh, okay.
Some artwork and some, yes.
It's going to be a great,
Yeah.
great week. I can't
Will
wait.
be.
It's going to be excellent.
Yeah, good.
Any
Yeah.
closing comments, guys?
Just everyone go on to capeandpleinair.com, or if you're a social media fan, make sure that when you see something coming up on Facebook that you like it, share it,
Yeah, right.
and just try to get over to some of the events. It's an experience like nothing you'll ever see.
Yeah.
If you come to the gala, you'll have Vinwood Catering too. They did a fabulous job last year. It's really good food, and just it was just a wonderful. Wonderful event, wonderful vibe. Everyone in the room was just seeing these 200 paintings that had been made in 5 days. And it's mind-blowing to see this room full of work that
Yeah,
was
it-
made in the
yeah,
last
absolutely.
5 days. It's incredible. So not to be missed. So hope everybody comes out for it.
And you had mentioned about the collector's preview, but I just want to go back to that because that's something that we didn't do last year. And what we found was that there were enough people who were interested in getting in when it wasn't so crowded, and so we wanted to have sort of just a little bit more of an intimate, limited, exclusive opportunity for some of our sponsors to get in, and then some people who just they know they want to buy some art, so they don't mind paying the extra money for the ticket because they know that it's just going to go toward the price of the painting anyway, but they want to pick the brain of the judge,
Right.
and that's the opportunity that you get. You're going to hear from the judge, get to have a little conversation with him, and so that preview is really, I think, really a great ticket for anybody who's looking to be part of this.
I want to thank our sponsors again.
Yeah, great.
Applied
Let's do that.
Materials, Sotheby's International Realty, Lindsay and Beth Coolidge, the Kniesel Foundation. I don't have them all on the top of my head,
But,
there are
but
a lot
all of the
them.
local community,
Essex Merchants Group.
small groups
Yes.
and organizations that have contributed to make this all happen, and
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
done their part
Everyone's
around
pitched
the
in.
whole
Yeah.
community to make it
Everyone's
work.
pitched in, yeah,
The
yeah.
prize money that's been pledged and actually given, not just pledged, but people like Dale Mavali, who's put up a prize for in honor of her husband Charles Mavali, who recently passed. So there's a Mavali prize, there's a Strizik prize, there's a Arnold Knopf prize. Arnold also just recently passed, and so it really is really nice to, while these artists are here and doing new, current, fresh work, also honor those that they
have come
come here
before.
to honor and really follow in the footsteps
Right.
of those giants.
Right.
This is, after all, the birthplace of American plein air, so
All right.
they gotta be here.
And on that note,
On that note,
it's a wrap. I can't wait till next week, guys.
thanks, Ken.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank
Ken.
you, Ken.